Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high-level best of 3 of StarCraft 2, everyone's favorite game. And here in the bottom left, spawning as our red Zerg player, it's the man, it is the myth, it is him, the main character, Dark. And in the top right as our blue Protoss player, playing for Twisted Max. It's going to be classic. And I've been simping for Classic a little bit these past few days. Alright, and that's okay. It's okay to sim for StarCraft. And I definitely am simping for Classic at the moment. It's a very attractive playstyle. I'm not quite sure why, but when he plays, it just looks elegant. He just doesn't make too many unforced errors. And he also doesn't allow his opponents to force errors. And then apparently you're just a really good player. You just don't really lose if you don't make that many mistakes. That's really what Classic is doing. A lot of his builds just make sense as well to me. Like I look at it, I think to myself, yeah, that's freaking cool. And then I watch his execution and I'm like, yeah, that's much better than I usually do. And then you put these two things together and he's freaking good. He really is. Dark here going for the line expansion. Wow. That is a move that I hadn't quite anticipated. We always see the triangle. There's only one other player that consistently takes the line, and that is E-Laser. It's because they prefer getting a quick gas or a quick rich Vespene geyser. That's what it's for. While most other Zergs prefer going for that fast gold base. And also just that forward creep threat towards the middle of the map. On this particular map, this watchtower is very important, and you know, being capable of grabbing that early. Jesus Christ, this is a terrible ball. What the hell is this? You have a stroke while trying to place down his cyber core. What the hell is this garbage? Jesus, that looks terrible. I also had to plug it with a pylon. And even now it's terrible. It's slightly better than if that pylon wasn't there, but it's still god awful. I think you can push through with links anyway. Yeah, look, there's definitely some space here where links can push through. Good lord, that's not good. Here I am, just hyping him up, and this is how he thanks me, is by absolutely destroying him. This feels like a glaive build, by the way. 4 gates going down, pre-gases. He's cutting workers as well. It's either going to be glaives or zealots, and as we see a double adept warp in, most likely it's going to be glaives. Triple Stargate unit into glaive, so when's that going to hit? 545, 550, is that what we're feeling here as a number? Serious cut though in the worker count, like really quite a serious cut there. We have a oh, look at that, it's going to be a German taxi, as we call those, build made by Lambo. Couple of queens in them overlords and a bunch of roaches moving across the map. Here comes perhaps a revelation. No, okay, we get the lift, of course. That's what the Phoenix is for, Harstem. That's what the Phoenix is for. It's gonna lose an Oracle though and only kills 4 drones. It's gonna get 2 more. No, just 1 more. Good Spore micro there by Dark, who probably won't be building any more drones from this point on out. We see 2 more OVs on the way. Has that 4th gas? Did I see that correctly, or was it just a 3rd gas? No, okay, a 4th and a 5th gas. I've seen him do this before, going to an insanely high gas count. And at the same time, we see the Roach production starting. First Overlord is out. It's just going to be a single Overlord. Dark doesn't enjoy sending 6 queens across the map, which is the standard when playing this build. Instead, Dark says, hey, I just want to send 4 across. Now decides to unload. And then reload. Oh, okay, he saw the move out. Yeah, so this is going to hit at around 550 with, I think, oh my god, it's 15 adepts. 15 adepts. That's a lot of units here. That's really a lot of units. Now, there are roaches and ravagers pretty much in position. That's not a good shape, but he's gonna finish it anyway. I feel like that has some considerable risk there. There's no robotics facility being built behind it. Look at that cache that we're floating. Oh wait, there is a robotics facility. And it's pumping out an Immortal. We have 4 more adepts now moving towards the left side. 15 workers going down. This build is working like a freaking charm here for Classic. An absolute banger of a build order. As he takes out, well, everything, honestly, that Dark values in life. Mainly drones. And Dark, all that Dark has is this counterattack. All that Dark has is this counterattack. Sentries are being constructed. Our first Immortal is out. 3 more gates on the way. Is there a Forge with this? No, there's not. That means that we can't construct cannons here to deal with any potential threat. But at the same time, are you really gonna need cannons against someone that has hardly anything? Oracle is gonna die. That sucks. Look at the sentry count, though. That is freaking 5-6 sentries. 9 adepts as well. I'd love to see a full wall here. Even if it's just temporarily, I think a full wall would be good. Force fields. Immortal is secure. Not enough links there to really fight against it. No battery in the natural, though. Does make it a bit more vulnerable than perhaps it should be. Adepts warped in will help against the links. Ravager count is very large, as the army count is 46 here. Biles are connecting with this Immortal, and I said maybe this is gonna be the push that kills Classic, actually. Army supply heavily in favor of Dark. This did not feel like it still was possible, but with such a high Ravager count, maybe it is. Immortals plus Adepts in the natural fighting off these Queens. There are no Oracles or Void Rays in production. 10, 20, 30 probes can die, and it will still be fine here for Classic. And we see these boys being pulled off the line. More Adepts being warped in with a gateway count of 7. I believe that this is going to be fine in the end, but that got insanely close there with some very solid control out of Dark, understanding what needed to be done. And Classic perhaps not safe enough without that battery in the natural there. Just playing it a bit too risky. Still going to hold due to his insane amount of damage that he dealt on the other side of the map. As Dark on 22 workers, the 45 will be forced to tap out in the next few seconds or so, because he is freaking dead right now. He just doesn't have anything. GG gets called, and our Korean Protoss player takes game number 1. Freaking phenomenal build by Classic. I love that type of stuff. Just these... Like, you can see that a build is tight when my man is cutting probes to throw down the gates, you know? It worked like a charm. That was a lot of adepts really quickly. Phoenix into Oracle. 15 adepts out on the map. And he's just dealing damage left, right, and center. I really enjoy watching Classic play. I really do enjoy it. He is what I could be. That's what, you know, he doesn't do fancy things. He just executes build orders well and then has a game plan that makes sense. Sometimes you have these players where you look at them and you realize this is not you, and it's never gonna be you. You know, if you're a Terran player, you probably look at Clem like that. It's like, and beyond. It's like these guys drop 16 Marines, they target fire 16 Banelings on creep, then lift up individual Marines to, you know, to spread out the splash only over a single Marine and win the game with their first 12 units that have no upgrades. You know, that's... As a Terran in Diamond, you look at that and go like, all right, time to install League of Legends. You know, that's... It's just not for you. And it's the same when I watch Hero play, or Max Packs in a way. I look at these guys and they're... I mean... They kill like 25 workers with 2 adepts and an oracle. And then I ask Max Packs, you know, it's like, hey, how'd you do that? He's like, you just gotta move around a lot. He's like, well, that doesn't really help me. He's like, do you have any patterns? He's like, no patterns. I just feel what is right, you know? And he's asking me, he's like, do you sometimes feel the energy of the oracle, like, in your body? I'm like, what? No, I don't feel that. Sometimes I feel hungry when I'm controlling oracles. I never felt the energy of the oracle. Because I'd be one with it. And piss off. I'm too old for this crap. There's no way. Yeah, so... But then you watch Classic, you know? And you see the things that he does. It's like, he doesn't do anything fancy. You know, he chrono boosts an adept here and there. You know, he sends him in, opens up with a Phoenix. Yeah, loser. Like, Classic is legit like me. He flies in with 3 air units. There's only a Spore. And he loses an Oracle. And kills only 4 drones. You know, if you give that situation to Max Packs not only kills 25 drones, but he also manages to get like the Evo chamber taken out or something like that. The other person accidentally cancels the lair. It's like, how am I gonna recreate that scenario? It's just simply not possible. This is a good pool, by the way, here. I like that. Oh, drone being taken out for free. Very nice. Another Phoenix opener coming out of Classic. Phoenix Opener into Phoenix Opener into Phoenix Opener. Or at least, well, 2 Phoenix Openers so far. Gonna get a little bit of a Chrono Boost on it. Probably to turn into an Oracle afterwards. Yep, there we go. Phoenix into Oracle. As this Overlord is trying to escape. He's not gonna make it, let me tell you that much. I'd be very surprised if this Overlord manages to make it out alive. Because this guy is slow as thick poop. There we go. Puff, puff. He's gonna get caught. Yeah, it's not quite it. Come here, Granny. Gonna get you back to... Well, to what actually? The funeral home. Bum, bum, bum. 6 feet under, baby. There you go. Not quite sure how Dark is gonna get supply blocked out of this. That is impressive. Because the Phoenix also kills stuff relatively slow. I'm pretty sure you can start an Overlord the moment you see your Overlord being attacked. And you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be in time. Second Oracle on the way out. We see these double gases being thrown down in the net before a Twilight Council, before extra gateways. I think we might even see a 4th Stargate unit here. This is giving me very strong 4th or like 3rd Oracle vibes. Phoenix into triple Oracle. No? Nah, absolutely not. SAS classic. As Evo Chamber finished up here. Melee starts 4 minutes and 44 seconds into the game. Robotics facility. This is some Showtime-esque build. This is exactly how Showtime plays. Another supply block here by Dark. Dark got supply block at, I think it was like 40, 48 or something like that. 42, 50, now 58. It's floating a decent chunk of cash. Now it's floating some larva as well. Still floating some cash actually. Not floating that many larvae anymore though. Oracle's looking for an angle to get damage. Not quite catching it. They're gonna get surrounded here by the queens. There was a straight path open towards the 3rd base. Classic could have taken it. MaxPax would have taken it. Gotten 7 drone kills. Throw down a stasis. Creep Tumor would have been dead. 4th base would have exploded accidentally. And 2 Overlords would have died somehow. Not sure how all of that would have happened. But you're watching these games by Hero and MaxPax. And that's legit how it works. I also always feel like that against Hero and MaxPax, the Zergs play worse with their queen. They take more damage for no reason. And I always tell myself, like, if they would micro that poorly against me, I'd also get the kills. But then when they do micro that poorly against me, I tend to lose my Oracle anyway. Yeah, see, this is it, man. This is classic. This is why I love classic. Just garbage Oracle control. It's not doing anything fancy. This is so realistic, you know? This is so realistic. I love this stuff. It makes you believe that you can do it too. God, this is brilliant. Ooh, this is a pretty serious attack here. 54 workers? The funny thing is, if the Classic just sits back and warps in a single Archon, doesn't he just win the game? He's gonna scout it. Okay, that's a pretty nice scout. Just move into your mineral line. That's a bad battery, dude. That's bad. Where are we moving here? It's a lot of force fields for a mediocre gain, honestly. Another sentry here being warped in. More sentries being warped in. Cannon's gonna go down. Not having a battery here is not great. I think he should have moved into the mineral line. Huh? He's gonna be taking some serious damage right now. Banelings have ended their reign of terror as there's no more Banes alive. Oracle shows up. Not that much energy. 14 remaining. Battery needs to start instantly. A very good start here for Classic. All he really needs is to warp in a single Archon and he's safe till the end of time. He doesn't, however, quite have... Okay, here we go. Here we go. That's it. That's it, baby. There we go. Now we're talking. Imagine if that other Oracle would have stayed alive, by the way. How much better this would have been. Force field could be used. It's not being used right now. That means a lot of these Zealots are going down. And now that force field gets destroyed by the Archon. Archon in the back. Dealing a lot of damage. 7 kills already. Make that 9. Make that 10. Make that 11. But the Baneling's running in forward as well. And... oh, no. It feels like he's just dead. Which is so sad because it should have... I don't think he should have died here. There are like 2 things. He just moves in the mineral line or he doesn't lose that one Oracle. He's fine. He also forgot about the Immortals. He had freaking 2 Immortals waiting behind the Zealot, I think. Because there's no triple Robo, so... it means they were stuck behind the Zealot. And even now it still closes. So actually, he might just hold. Yeah. Is there +1 on this army? There is +1. So maybe? You have another Zealot Warp in here. Classic. Classic. Still no battery though. It's actually kind of frustrating. And stop building workers as well. He's in so much trouble. This is so freaking close though. If he legit just gets a battery out, this is fine. This is a playable position. He still just needs a single Archon. And he has the ability to build an Archon right now. Please build it in your mineral line, not in the middle of the map, dude. Okay, there we go. 2 Archons popping out right now. 8 drones on the way. 59 workers to 58. Honestly, this doesn't look so bad. Storm has finished already as well. Battery is on the way right now. I think Classic is in it to win it. He survived despite the mistakes that he made. His build is good enough to carry him through. And also, you might want to wonder how good Dark's build really is. If he killed an Oracle, he fights someone without a battery that's out of position and you can't kill your opponent. Maybe it's your build that just freaking sucks and you shouldn't have been playing it. These guys are like polar opposites. Dark often plays bad builds with very good execution, and Classic plays good builds with mediocre execution or sometimes poor execution. Here come 4 Banelings. Oh no. Look, this is just a distraction. The Lings are a distraction. Nothing but a distraction. Except they're not really distracting anything. Classic. Well, it's only gonna lose 6. 6 workers, not that many. Fort base under fire. Oh, that Bane wasn't done yet. Loads of Lings here moving around. 73 drones. But it's just on lair tag. Storm is done. The assets here. Look at this. Look at the army value. 4 Immortals. Okay? 5 Immortals. 2 Archons. Make that 4 Archons. I would love for a full wall to be formed here on the right side, by the way. I think the moment that one gets set up, like a full wall here on the right side, I'm not crazy in saying that Classic is just winning this game really hard in that case, no? Classic needs a scout here on the hive timing, or well, the lack of a hive timing. This is just pure roach without upgrades. It's going to be +2 Immortal Storm Archon against a bunch of roaches. Baneling's now moving in towards the natural, but does get the Stalker Warp in ready. More Banes running in as well. Okay, here we go. Tries to right-click this Nexus, but we have a super battery. It did just lose a bunch of Templar to Biles. I think he did. That would be very upsetting. And at the same time, Ling Run By heads in towards the natural. Baneling's hitting the 3rd base as well. 13 workers go down practically instantly. And oh my god, Dark. His multitasking is just too good here for Classic. Classic had an insane setup. This was a win. We count this as a 2-0 here, my friends. This was 2-0, 100%. Oh no, it's gonna lose his Nexus as well. I mean, he's lost the game, but this should have been a win. In any world that is fair. Or well, in any world where he would have multitasked a little bit more. Bile's not quite connecting. Not having a second Oracle is so big against these larger Ravager armies, by the way. You're constantly lacking energy here as the Protoss. Yeah, 14, 15, 60 more workers go down. Production is dying. This base is dead. GG gets called. Dark. Phenomenal outplay here on the second map. As we now have reached Oceanborn. One of the greatest maps in the current map pool for cannon rushing. Actually, the other day I was playing a game on... I want to say it was Hardlet. I was playing Zerg, a little bit of off-race. It's good for the soul, that's what I've heard at least. I was playing just a little bit of off-racing. And this guy cannon rushed me. And he did it in a location. And I looked at it and I thought to myself, boy, is that powerful. And I actually had no clue how to beat it. I actually had no clue how to beat it. I looked at it and I thought to myself, I'm at a loss here. I'm at an absolute loss for words. I don't quite understand what happened. But I do know that I just lost 35 MMR against someone that was like freaking... No, I lost more. I lost like 39 MMR. Maybe even 42. This guy was like 600 MMR below me. Freaking nice cannon rush. I actually get cannon rushed a lot as a Zerg. I didn't realize this, but cannon rushes are really common if you're a Zerg player. These freaking Protoss players at 5k, all they do is cannon, man. I wonder where they get it from. Well, definitely not from me, because their cannon rush spots are quite good. There's another dude. Can't even recall which map it was. But he put it in a position and then started building a robo and everything. I love to see it. You love to see it. All right, what do we have over here? We have Classic just kind of roaming around right now. Did he just block this with a pylon? This is such an uncommon move as well. But if there's a map on which this is good, it's going to be Oceanborn, because this is such an awkward base to take for the Zerg player. Such an awkward base to take for the Zerg. That's crazy. Adept gets in. Actually, it's gonna probably take out a Ling or two. At the same time, someone's also gonna die. 3 Lings for an Adept. In the world of StarCraft, we call that a bad trade. 3rd time in a row. Phoenix opener. So Classic here, he's doing a very old trick. And this is something that Classic has been doing very consistently throughout his career. And that is being very aware, especially in the Protoss versus Zerg matchup, as to what he shows his opponent. So basically what Classic says here is that no matter what happens in the first 5 minutes or in the first 4 minutes, no matter what you scout in the first 4 minutes, it all can lead to something different. So here we're seeing a much faster Twilight Council. This is actually only a 2 Stargate unit Twilight Council. So this is going to hit even quicker than what we saw in that first game. By about 20 seconds, I would say. Now that does usually mean you have 1 less warp in as well. So rather than having 15, you might only have 14 adepts. But if you're hitting a solid 18, 19, 20 seconds quicker, that can be a pretty big deal. Once again, we have these extra gateways being produced pre-gases. This is the perfect map for it, because look at that. If a Ling were to push into this wall, you can't even see the gases. And on some maps, you actually can. Oh, and now this block makes even more sense, because adepts, if the base is this far away, are going to be fantastic. Sadly though, for Classic, this is all not going to matter very much, as there's a 2nd gas and there's a 3rd gas, and we're going to have a bunch of queens moving across the map right now. This is a 4-gate glaive versus a 3-gas Roach Ling attack. And I think that Classic is aware of this. Now, what would be the correct call? Perhaps the correct call here is to get a couple of adepts, not too many. I would say 4 or 5, and then the rest of your units be Stalkers. I actually think that would be the correct play here. Because Stalkers are so much better against Roaches, and you don't need that many Adepts to deal with Lings. You don't need that many Adepts at all. These Adepts are dealing with it quite well so far. You need to be capable of killing Roaches. You need to be capable of killing, well, yeah, not these Roaches really, and Ravagers. Stasis Ward, not a fan of that. It's very obvious as to what is happening. I can't believe that word. Genius. He's so much smarter than you are, Harstem. You have brain damage. You've been hit as a baby. None of that is true. I was just born this dumb. 4 adepts popping out. These 2 were being warped in a slow pylon. This is a hold. But is it really a hold? Because don't forget, Classic also kind of delayed his eco. He lowered his eco. He cut workers to get these gates and the Twilight Council up. So he's actually down in workers. There's plenty of Roaches and Ravagers out. The drone count is okay. I guess this is still good though for Classic. He needs to be real careful though, because this is a tense situation. Okay, it's a very thin line between winning the game, being ahead, or just straight up dying because you get surrounded by Ling Ravager and then this guy biles on the top of your head. As the biles rain down on the top of your head. That's usually when things go from good to very bad. God, I should have been a poet. A mediocre poet, but a poet nonetheless. Blink, Robo Bay. It's a late Robo Bay though, guys and gals. Yeah, I should say guys and gals now. When I initially started the YouTube channel, I recall having a split of 99.6% being male and the rest being female. And the other day I saw that there's now 2% of all the viewers are actually female. Who would have thought? Not me. For the past few years I've just been saying gentlemen because I thought it was silly to say, you know, guys and gals are ladies and gentlemen, like, addressing the 0.2. But now, yeah, I feel forced into it. The ladies of StarCraft are showing up. What can you say? You have Station Pit also showing up. What can you say about that? Not a whole lot. Fort Base. Disruptors. NYDUS network. Oh. It's gonna be Swarmhost. Yeah, Swarmhost NYDUS. High gas count though. So probably pretty quick hive into lurker stuff. Is what I'm feeling. Now, technically, Classic is as well set up as you're going to get against this. He could misread this as well, by the way. As... I'm not sure what he has scouted so far. Oh no, he's seen the NYDUS now. Okay, so he's not gonna misread this. Because if you see 8 gas this quick, usually your brain, your mind, it goes places. And those places usually are Mutalisk. Because all Protoss players have lost significant amounts of games to Mutalisk in the past. As the first NYDUS is gonna go down. I don't quite think that Classic is in position to deal with this, but he is moving there. If he can snipe the NYDUS, that would be a very big deal. He can snipe the NYDUS. Locust, as a result, need to move towards the low ground. Oh, Disruptor shots hitting in a pretty bad way, honestly. I thought it was going to be a big way, but that was not a big way at all. As NYDUS network is going to get sniped, but I feel like a lot of effort here is being put into killing these Swarmos, which, don't get me wrong, is nice, but at the same time, what is Classic giving up? He's giving up a defensive position at his fort. He's giving up a lot of his units here right now. These Swarmos are gonna fall, but this fourth base is gonna fall, and this third base is perhaps in trouble as well. 3 Swarmos stay alive. This was a good trade here for Dark. Creating chaos is all you ever really want with Swarmos, and chaos definitely was created here. 2 Colossi are out already, with 2 more on the way. Thermal Lens, but Hive is, well, what is it? About 25% done already. And the moment Vipers come out, Viper, Roach, Ravager, Locust is actually pretty powerful against an army that doesn't have a large Disruptor count, that doesn't have Templar out. This Disruptor is going to get sniped, and it looks like Dark wanted to jump on the opportunity to do something. Maybe for now, though, just happy with sending in another Locust wave, perhaps coming in from the side, perhaps going for the natural. He can play it safe and go for the net, or he can try and flank this army with Locust. We'll see what he's going to do. He's gonna go for the safe play and go for the natural. Will be capable of taking out this robotics facility, or maybe even better, take out the Nexus. Colossus moving back right now. Here we go. Couple of these, a lot of workers going down. 15 workers have fallen. Do we have a Lurker then? Yes, Lurker then on the way up. Oh. Dark here. Once again, just kind of outplaying his opponent, just with not with strategies that are common, not with strategies that are necessarily even that good, but just with quick fingers, with good decision making, with understanding where he wants to fight, how he wants to fight at all times. And although his first NYDUS got caught, it really was Classic who ended up getting caught there. I mean, the Dark was the guy holding the gun, and Classic's gun was made of soap. Which is not very useful if you want to shoot someone. This is common knowledge. It really is. It's going to still be a powerful push here. The first few Vipers out. No, not yet. That does surprise me a little bit. Dark believes that he can set up a better engagement without those Vipers. Or perhaps doesn't believe he has the time. He has loads of Larva as well still alive. Locust Wave coming in. This is such a nice engagement. Once again, Dark is so good at this. He actually has the best engagements in the world. And Classic here is tasting that right now. He's feeling it in his soul, in his body. And that's going to be it for this series. Thanks so much for watching. GG gets called. Dark wins it 2-1. It's going to be it for me today. I hope you all did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to pray to Classic on a daily basis. Thanks, and bye-bye.